What's up, Path of Exile fans? Today I want to give a pretty short and concise video for once, and I want to show with some actual concrete examples here on the pathofexile.com/trade site. This is going to be for the Keepers League and Path of Exile 1. I want to show how when you actually search for items and then you try to get the best items you possibly can, the trade site often doesn't actually show you the best items. This is a really kind of strange, odd behavior that I had actually noticed this quite a few times. So I'm actually looking for a jewel right now. I'm using a weighted search sum, and this first example I'm going to start with might be a little bit overly complicated, but I'm going to also show simple examples here if you just stick around in the video for like common searches like just ES gear, and I'll show a few more simple examples. But first I'll just show you the actual search I was searching for my own build and show you live what the issue is with the trade site. And I actually have a way to actually fix this for when you're searching for gear. I've never seen anyone talk about this before. All right, so that's good enough for kind of introductory material. Let's go ahead and show an example. PoE trade is actually, I promise you everybody, I promise you, it's actually going to hide the best gear when I'm searching. So I actually cannot find the best gear, and you actually have to change the settings to find the best gear. It's really crazy, everybody. I've never seen anybody talk about this. So first, let me just explain what this trade is that I've got going on here. So in PoB, you can actually generate trade links to find some of the best gear for your character, okay? So I'm looking for a new jewel for my character, and I knew this was in PoB. Actually, shout out to the amazing YouTuber Subtractum, who was the one who originally taught me this trick, where if you wanted just a really quick power upgrade for your character, you can actually search for jewels inside of Path of Building, and it'll give you the link to the trade site with the best possible jewels for your character. So that's exactly what I did. So I thought, hey, let's just power up my character a little bit. Let's just get a really powerful jewel. The one I'm using right now is terrible. And this is what Path of Building generates. It generates this really complicated, crazy trade link where it basically chooses all of the best stats for jewels for your character. Okay, I'm playing Ignite right now. So it's, you know, burning damage, fire damage, damage with ailments, damaging ailments deal damage faster, fire, skill, crit, strike, multi, and it weights them based on how good they are for my DPS for my own character. It's actually a really cool feature. It's not related to this video, but it is amazing. And again, shout out to Subtractum, who originally was the one who taught me that in one of his YouTube videos. All right, so then what you do, and actually, I guess I have to say, I think in the Subtractum video, probably, it's been a while since I watched his original video, but what he probably said to do is to go ahead and hit the search button. Don't quote me on this. I can't remember if he said to do this or not, but the easy, quick way of what you would do is you would just put the trade link in, and it's going to show you all the jewels. All right, I'm going to do it again, hit the search button, and now it's showing me. And so now what it's doing is it's searching through every jewel in the entire game in all of Keepers League. It's searching every jewel, and then at the bottom, you know, you have the sum of basically how good the jewel is for your build. And let me just reiterate one more time. In about 1 minute or 2 minutes, I'm going to show you much simpler examples if this is too complicated, okay? Like dead simple, ultra simple examples, okay? So, all right, so these jewels are terrible for my build because it's showing me that the sum of the weighted search is 0. This means that basically it does literally nothing for my, okay? So very simple. I just click the search button, which I did, and then all I have to do is click the sum button, and then boom, it's going to sort every single jewel in Path of Exile based on how good it is for my build and how good it is basically for my DPS. And you can see this sum number is now sorted. So I'm seeing 78, a sum of 78. This is the best jewel that it can find in the game for my build. Okay, so according to the trade site right now, when I just literally just hit search and I just sort on whatever this thing is, this trait that I'm searching for, according to Path of Trade, this is the best jewel in all of Keepers League, which you can already be a little bit skeptical because you look at this jewel and it's literally just like one damage node and one damaging ailments faster node. There's no way that's the best jewel in the entire game for me right now in Keepers League. Like there has to be something better than that, like surely, right? So already I knew like this is a little bit fishy. And the crazy thing is I've actually noticed the same problem for like multiple leagues in a row. I don't know when I first noticed this. I got really lucky to even notice this in the first place because I feel like most people, you probably would never possibly notice this. So I was lucky to even just catch that this happens. All right. So I noticed, I just thought like, you know what? I feel like this is just not the best jewel. Like, even though literally I'm searching on the sum, it's telling me this is the best jewel in the game. So, okay. So the trade site, everyone, is actually lying to you. This is in fact not the best jewel for my character based on literally the same search that I'm doing. This is not actually the best jewel for my character. All right. So remember this, everybody. It's telling me that a sum of 78.8 is the best possible jewel for my character. So watch what I'm going to do now, everybody. Are you ready to see how we get the trade site to stop lying to you? All right. And in my typical fashion, everybody, I'm going to explain exactly what I think the issue is here too and how to fix it. All right. It's going to be a little bit long to explain it, but I'll save that part for the end and you can just leave if you're not interested in the actual explanation of what's going on here. All right. So everybody, so it's telling me that 78 is the best possible weighted jewel in the game for me. Okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to search for only jewels that have a 70 sum or higher. So let's go ahead and do that search. Okay. 70 sum or higher. And remember, it said that there was like 10,000 plus results on the first one. So we've narrowed the results from showing 10,000 plus, which is literally every jewel in the game that it's searching, literally searching every jewel in the game. Okay. So now it's only showing 3,823 results once I put a cutoff, so it can kind of easily narrow down from like every single jewel in the game. Okay, so now there's 3,800 jewels that have a sum of greater than 70. Now everybody, here's the key. Everybody, watch what happens. Watch what happens now when I click on the sum. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and click on the sum, and now it's gonna show me what is the actual best jewel in the game. And would you just look at that, everybody? The best jewel for me in the game is actually the sum 114. Way better jewel. All right, 11% damage, 16% damage, 12% crit multi, and damaging ailments deal damage 6% faster. This is a maximum roll, and this is the one where I'm getting a lot of the DPS. This is kind of like a more multiplier. So suddenly, everybody, this jewel is so much better than the one that we saw before, and it's only 5 chaos. And the hilarious thing is, I literally just bought a jewel off of the first one that was like 10 chaos for the best one available, and now the best one available is so much better. It's basically 50% better than the other jewel, and it's half the price. So I'm getting 50% better jewel for half the price. Literally all because PoE Trade, it literally was not showing this to me. It was lying to me. It was hiding this. All right. So there are cases where PoE Trade will in fact lie to you. It will not show you the best actual item for your build. All right. I just demonstrated it live, and you're probably saying to yourself right now, okay, this is definitely a bug. Like, and I get people in my comment section that are always like, oh, GGG can't do anything right. They're terrible. They're the worst. Well, I don't agree with you. I actually think GGG is amazing. So once again, at the end of the video, I'm going to show a couple more quick, kind of easier examples. In case that was too complicated, let's just go run over a couple easy examples so you can for sure understand what's going on here. And then I will actually offer up, I think I know exactly what's going on the actual, let's call it like the computer science side, or whatever you want to call it, programming side of what's going on here. It's not really their fault, everybody. Okay, I'm going to explain why. And then you'll know when, like, you might be asking yourself, when is this happening? When am I not getting the right results shown to me? Is it always lying to me? No, it's not always lying to you, I don't think. I'm gonna explain that at the end, okay? All right, so I have demonstrated without a shadow of doubt, it is in fact lying to me. It's not showing me the right items. In case this was too complicated, let's do another trade here, and let's do one. Let's keep it really simple, dead simple. Let's do like one of the easiest possible ones, okay? So let's say I want to find like the best energy shield item in the game right now. Okay, I'm in Keepers League. Let's say I'm just playing an energy shield build, and I just want like I'm rich. I'm super rich. I just want like whatever the best energy shield item you can possibly generate for me. And let me talk about what this trade link is, okay? This trade link that I'm using right now is literally just empty. There's nothing in it, okay? I'm not searching any particular item. I'm not searching any category, any rarity. I have nothing set here. So literally when I click search, okay, it's literally just searching every item in the entire game, okay? So, and it's basically just coming back in a random order. So what I want to do is I want to search based on energy shield, all right? So everybody, I'm searching every item in the entire game. Let's see what the best energy shield item is in all of Keepers League. All right, everybody. And the results are back. The best energy shield item in the game is 901 energy shield. Now, this may seem a little bit odd. Well, actually, sorry, it actually sorts them based on this value out here. So when in PoE Trade, when you search on this, it actually assumes that you're 20% quality. It's actually a really nice feature so that you can buy this and then quality it up. Okay, so it's telling me that the best item in the entire game, in all of Keepers League, is energy shield 1081. So 1080. All right, so about 1100 energy shield is the best item in the game. Now, everybody, if you played the game for a while, you might be a little suskal and this is a little fishy already. Really, in all of Keepers League, the best energy shield item is only 1081 energy shield? Well, everybody, I just did it. I just searched. You know what? Let's do it again just to show you. All right, I'm just going to do it again. I'm going to click search. It's bringing back every item in the entire game. I'm going to pick a random energy shield item. Let's search. Okay, now remember, everybody, 1081 was the best energy shield item. Wait a second. Well, that's weird. I just searched the exact same search again, the exact same sort, and now I'm getting 1043 is the best energy shield item in the game. So literally that item, it's not even appearing anymore. So you know it's lying to you, because now it's telling you that the best energy shield item in the game is 1043. So unless, like, I'm telling you, everybody, that person did not just sell that item in the last 5 seconds between when I'm making this video and click search twice. That item didn't sell. It's still there. So it's hidden that item for me. Why is it not showing me that item? In fact, why is it not showing me probably a huge number of items? All right, so we're going to use the same trick, everybody. How do I get it to stop lying to me and actually show me the best energy shield stuff in the game? Here's what I'm going to do. Again, notice something here, everybody. Notice something. In the search results, it's showing 10,000 search results. This is basically going to be the key. I would say pretty much any time it's showing 10,000 here, you want to get this number down. You want to get it to, like, I don't know, 1,000, or just let's just say anything less than 10,000 just to start with. Okay, everybody. So I'm going to come up here. Now we're going to go ahead and search on energy shield. Let's search for like 1,050 energy shield just to show that stuff that was still there. In fact, you know what? Let's search for 1,080 energy shield, because that was the one we were looking at. Okay, so I searched for 1,080 energy shield, and wow, look at this. All of a sudden, there's all of these chests for, wait, these cheapest chests. Wait a second. Now I'm getting the cheapest chests that are appearing for just 3 chaos have 1100 energy shield. So I'm already getting, once again, it's the same thing, everybody. I'm literally getting better results than I got. It literally didn't show me any items in the game that had energy shield 1100 or higher. Now, suddenly, I've got 1800 that are all basically over 1100 energy shield. So every single one of these 1827 chests, except for this first one right here, okay, so 1826 items in this game that all have this huge energy shield lever, literally they were all hidden from my original search. Even though I sorted on energy shield, it literally hid like basically every single one of the best energy shield items in the game were all hidden. Like these are all the best items in the game and none of them showed in that last search. Isn't this crazy? So again, it is completely lying to you sometimes, everybody, sometimes. All right, so now let's actually find the best energy shield item in the game. So let's sort again. That's what I did the first time. So I'm sorting, and now look, everybody. Now suddenly we have a white socketed, 6-linked, fully white socketed. By the way, can somebody in the comments remind me, how do you actually get these full 6 white socket items? I can't remember how to generate these. I'm actually kind of thinking I want to generate a couple of these myself potentially this league, but I can't remember how to get full 6 white sockets. Anyways, everybody, so this is a premium tier 1, you know, best in the league type of item, and it's actually showing to me. So at this point, these results should be correct at this point. This is probably the best in the game. It's like 1500 energy shield. This is probably the best one out there. 30 quality, all white socket, 6-link, and they want a mirror of Kalandra for it. All right, so I think that example is simple enough. I think everybody should be able to pretty much follow the logic here and pretty much see it fully demonstrated and see exactly what's going on. I can't really, this is about as simple of an example as it gets, I think. So I could show you other ones, whatever. Let's just do one more. This will take like 2 seconds. All right, let's just do the same thing. We'll just do it for evasion this time. All right, let's do it for evasion. All right, so same thing. I'm just going to find, all right, so this is just a blank search. This is searching every item in the game. All right, now evasion rating is 90. Let's go ahead and do a sort here. All right, it's telling me the best item in the entire game of Keepers League is 5,325 evasion. This is already qualityed. All right, so this is the number, 5,325. All right, so now let's narrow our search down. Let's go to evasion. Let's do 5,000 evasion, and we've got 752 results. Sounds good. All right, now whenever I sort on evasion, suddenly, all right, 6,000 evasion. Okay, once again, exactly the same thing. And you notice the asking price this time is 50 divines. Last time it was like 20 chaos for the supposedly best one. It was not in fact the best. The best item in the game was hidden. The trade site was hiding it from you. Okay, so you have to be careful about this if you're actually trying to actually get accurate search results. You genuinely need to take this into account. All right, so hopefully I've pretty much fully demonstrated at this point. All right, so now the final 2 questions is number 1, how do you fix this? And then number 2, what's going on? All right, so the fix is very simple, everybody, okay? And again, I'll save the explanation for the last minute or two just because a couple of people might be interested in that. But like I said, the fix is very simple. You want to keep your eyes on this top line here, showing how many results is it showing you. Basically, anytime you see, I'm just gonna make a rule of thumb for everybody, okay? I don't know what the actual number is. I don't know when it works and when it doesn't work, but I'm just gonna go ahead and create kind of a rule of thumb here. If it shows you 10,000 results, I'm gonna assume at that point, when you do any type of sorting, okay, it may not be actually sorting correctly. So, okay, so all you need to do every time you're doing a search, if you see this showing 10,000 results, if you're worried, I mean, you're gonna see the search results, and if you have any idea about Path of Exile and the item you're looking for, if you know anything about the item you're looking for, you're probably going to have an idea whether or not the results are accurate. So for example, again, energy shield really is the perfect example. If I sort on energy shield and I see the best one in the game is 900, I know that this is not accurate, right? Okay. And so I check this, I see showing 10,000 results. Okay. So what I have to do is I have to get this number down. I need to lower this 10,000. And again, I'll just give you a rule of thumb here. I'll just say, just make this number less than 10,000. And if you can, just try to make it like, 100 or 1,000. Because again, I don't know at what number these types of searches stop working. If somebody wants to test it, they can. Like, let's just try another test here. Let's say energy shield 900. Let's say I just sort on just one energy shield. So it's still going to be a huge number of items because it's still every item in the game with literally any energy shield on it. Let's see if this will actually make it work correctly. So I'm still getting 10,000 results. This is the final test we'll do here. Okay, so I'm still getting 10,000, but I'm thinking maybe this will actually sort correctly. Let's see if I get that one. No. Okay. No, there you go, everybody. It did not sort correctly. Okay, so even, applying an additional filter, which definitely filtered a lot of items out, it's still not doing it correctly. We saw, everybody, it was that white socket. It was that 6 white socket one for a mirror. And so this is not it, everybody. All right. So just keep narrowing down the items. Again, I'll say rule of thumb until you get this lower than 10,000. If you're really concerned about it, you could just play with this number to just get this number as low as possible. And once you do, then again, as I showed you in the examples, let's just get this number way down. Let's do like 1400 here on Energy Shield. Now there's only 6 results. And of course, obviously, everybody, if there's only 6 results, then you know you're going to find the best one, because you can literally just go down the list and there it is. It's that same one with 1500. You could always just check all 6 of them, worst case scenario, right? And you can see what the best one is. But it should be working at that point, right, everybody? So that's the issue with PoE trade. All right, I've 100% fully demonstrated it does in fact hide items. I've shown you how to fix it. I've given you basically an idea of kind of, again, a sort of a general rule, general principle. I can't guarantee it's going to work 100% of the time, depending on what this number is. I can't guarantee if it's less than 10,000. I haven't tested this for hours on end. But again, I'm just going to recommend you just get this number as low as possible if you want to be as confident as possible. I don't know if it's like 9999. I don't know if that's going to get it to show or not. But all right, everybody. So that's the main message of the video. And for those that are interested, which is probably a small group, let me spend like 1 or 2 minutes just explaining what I think is actually happening and what's causing this, everybody. It is not, in fact, GGG's fault, I don't think. Here's what I think is what's happening, okay? So if I clear out, again, everything in this trade, and I just do a generic search in the game, okay? So when you hit the search button with literally nothing going on, literally no filters, nothing. When you hit the search button, it is searching through every single item in the entire game, and it wants to narrow it down to 10,000 results because this is just a really large search, okay? So you're asking GGG on their servers to do, like what's kind of like a big calculation. You're asking their server to go through every single item in the game. Think about how many items are in the game, especially with merchants tabs now. People are probably going to be even listing even more than before. I mean, maybe they will, maybe they won't. I'm not sure, because it takes a little longer to list them on the merchants tab. It takes like 1 or 2 seconds longer for each item. But this is a really huge search. So again, you're asking GGG servers to do a lot of work. Okay, so what does that mean? That's electricity that they have to spend. It's clogging their servers up, doing these really huge searches. It's clogging up their servers. And the thing is, when you do the search, it's not really a big deal to just grab random unsorted items for you. If you're searching every item in the game, which, again, is like, what, I don't know, millions or tens of millions, hundreds of millions, are there billions? I don't know. It's a huge number. It's not really that big of a deal for them to just like bring a bunch of random items back and just show them to you. It doesn't really cost a lot for the computer to do that. But what does cost more for the computer to do is to take every like 1 billion or whatever items and to then sort on some random criteria. Because then what it has to do is it has to go through every single one of those items. It has to check their statistics, and then it has to do a full sorting procedure. Okay. And the sorting procedure is much more intense for the computer to do the sorting. So basically, GGG or any company that would ever do this would have to make a decision as to how they're going to code this up when they do this sorting. And most companies, they want to save some resources on their computers. If the user can ask them to do any kinds of these sorts and searches and really complicated searches. Like, you can come in here, like with the jewels, I had like so many different things listed for the stat filters. This is like kind of a lot of work to ask their servers to do, to search on like, 100 different stat filters. Let's go back to this one actually and show it to you. I'm asking the GGG servers to do kind of a lot of work here. I mean, the GGG servers have to deal with these like numbers with like the 1 point something, and it has to do a bunch of extra calculations. So it has to do like all these multiplications, then it has to add all the numbers together, then it has to do a full sort on like, a billion items in the game. So basically the servers, they don't want to do all that extra work. It's not worth it to do so much work. Okay. But the way that they've obviously coded it is they are willing to do those more intense searches that require more computational resources, which, to be honest with you, I think it's probably mostly just sorting, to be honest. So the way they've coded this probably does everything first to narrow the items down to the items you're looking for. And then the last process it'll do that sort. If you click the sort, then it'll do that afterwards. So basically narrowing down items seems to probably work perfectly accurately. Like GGG is willing to do all that work to narrow down the items based on what you search for. But then when you do that sort, it's not willing to do that kind of work on every single item in the game. Or I don't know, maybe they just never thought about this. I mean, maybe it's a bug. I don't know, everybody. It's possible. That's my theory. So, all right. And so if you can understand the reasoning why, then again, once you understand the reasoning, you should know again, even better, that this is why it depends on how many results, because we're assuming that GGG is willing to basically let you search every single item in the entire game. It's willing to let you narrow it down on things, like narrowing it down on damage or armor or energy shield, but it's not willing to do the sort procedure on every item in the game afterward. Okay, again, or maybe it's just a bug with sort. I don't know. All right, everybody. So that's it for the video. Feel free to check out some of the other videos on the channel if you want to. I'm just kind of messing around, kind of memeing this league, but I like to also try to put out, kind of helpful content like this. I'm also going to talk about the Assassin rework probably in one of my next videos as well. So feel free to subscribe if you are interested in videos like like these or the ones I've just mentioned, and give the video a like for the algorithm and comment for the algorithm and all that good stuff, everybody.